Hey, hi, how you doing? It's Jim. It's Monday evening. Made it through the week. Made it through the weekend, actually. Made it to another week. It's time for another video. And the second video today, the first being the John Anderson and Toddmobile video that was uploaded a little earlier. The second one is what I'm doing now. As promised many months ago, I am slowly starting to talk to the audience. And today I welcome to the channel Ron Ouwehand. So welcome to the channel, Ron. Hey, how you doing?
Thank you. Very good.
So, Ron, you're in Holland.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've been watching the channel, I think, for some time, because I remember your comments being on here for well over a couple of years, I think.
I think maybe a year or something.
Okay.
But I think at first I was like on and off.
Yeah.
Like some videos you see, and then I remember you did some Flower Kings music way back.
Oh, yes.
Maybe half a year ago.
Maybe, yes.
And then you started to do some more, I think, in that vein of Prog, and I thought, oh, let's subscribe.
It's fun.
And then
Yeah. It's I haven't deliberately gone that way, but it's just kind of what's happened. Yeah. And I think as the audience responds to the videos I post and send in recommendations and get excited about things, then of course I'm going to sort of I'm going to follow that rabbit hole and see where it goes. And the further you dig, the more tunnels appear, and the more things there are to find, and the more
it never stops.
Interesting things there are there. Yeah. So, as you know, you can probably see if I just twist this round that way a little bit. We've got a lot of vinyl there. Well, I say a lot. I'm shamed because I can see in the background behind you, there's a lot. You're a vinyl collector.
It's enough. I say enough, but it always keeps getting more and more.
It's enough today.
It's an addiction.
Yeah. Where do you find your records from?
I think lately I buy a lot of Amazon because it's just the easiest way and convenient. Often they have good prices.
Yeah.
But it's also in the I have some record stores nearby, but often with the proggy stuff, they don't have it. You know, they have the major label stuff like Inside Out and K-Scope and
yes,
those releases. But if you want to go more obscure, weirdly enough, some things are on Amazon that are not in the stores, and sometimes the stores are quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah, for sure. It never ceases to surprise me what Amazon actually stocks. It's incredible. Yeah.
And sometimes it's like crazy cheap, and I see they ship it from the south of Italy to to Holland without shipping, you know. And
yeah. Do you buy secondhand records?
Also,
records?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those ones I like to find in stores.
Totally.
It's like more for a sport.
A sport.
A sport, yeah.
So hunting.
Just go through the bins and hope you find the one record you're looking for, maybe for years.
So what's the most recent find of yours?
Let me see. Well, one of my recent buys has to do with your channel.
No way.
Yeah.
Ha! Look at that. A tab in the ocean. Isn't it fantastic?
It's amazing.
Absolutely fantastic record.
Apparently this one is on red vinyl.
Oh, right.
I think it sounded a bit differently from your version, because I think on the second on side B there were some pauses at your record, and here it seemed to just flow.
There was two. There was one. I think there was one pause. So the first two songs flowed into each other. Then there was a pause, and then the second two songs flowed. I
believe on this one it goes.
Oh no, I had to pause it. I think because I had a problem with the record. It's
yeah.
I think So I think it should have flowed.
But funny enough, I knew one of my one of the stores I regularly visit that is a bit more specialized in metal and prog, I knew he had this one.
Ah,
So
you've
once
seen
I heard it, it
before.
was up to the store and get this.
Have you listened to it
And
yet?
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And something totally different.
Gino Vanelli. Gino Vanelli. Gino Vanelli. I don't know Gino. I know the name, but I don't know it.
He had
I think I should
a
do.
hit in the I think it was the 70s with People Gotta Move.
People got to move.
And there's another song of his that was very popular.
Do I need to look it up on Spotify?
Well, if you're gonna look something up,
Yeah.
there's a song on this one that's called Santa Rosa. The album is called Nightwalker, by the way.
Gino
And it's
Vanelli. Right.
most of it is basically like soft rock / jazz rock.
Yeah.
But if you listen to this song, the complexity it's just amazing.
So what's that record called?
Nightwalker.
And okay, I found the record. What was the song called?
Santa Rosa. I think it's
Santa
song
Rosa.
5.
4 minutes. Yeah. Should we stick that on in the background?
Yeah, sure.
There we go. See how that works. Is that okay? You hear that? Hopefully that's recording. Can you hear me as well over the top?
Yeah.
Perfect. It's about the right volume then.
And it's what always amazes me is the production on these old records. It's often 10 times better than new stuff.
I don't know anything about this artist at all. Is he Italian?
No, he's a Canadian. Funny enough.
Wow. I might have to try and find this.
And the funny thing is, I think I found all his 6 first records, like from his debut to his 6th album, all for €1 a piece.
Yeah.
Just in a sales bin.
Huh. Have you known about him for a long time?
Well, I used to do some work for a venue nearby that does a lot of prog concerts and like old stuff.
Yeah.
Let's call it that. And he regularly performs there. So
Yeah.
that's why I knew the name.
Right. So I've seen that on, I think on your Facebook profile. I thought you still worked there. I was going to ask you about that. You
Well,
don't now?
I stopped just before the pandemic.
Okay.
And because I changed jobs and I couldn't really work out the schedule to do both.
Yeah.
But now since we're so long in the pandemic, I'm like, oh, when this is all over, I'm gonna start it up again because
Yeah. You miss it.
it was just very much, and it was just like volunteering.
Okay.
So it's not my paid job, but it's amazing to work to do stuff in music, you know.
To be in that environment every day, or sort of a few times a week, and I guess you get to see the bands and to maybe talk to the people as well.
I used to when I started there, I was like a stage manager.
Oh,
so
right.
I did the backstage work.
Yeah.
And it was amazing because all my like big idols came to play there, like Steve Hackett and Neil Moore's band and Flower Kings and all those sort of bands. Fantastic.
Yeah. Amazing.
So yeah, you get to work with them, meet them, see the show. Completely amazing experience.
Do you have any amazing stories from then as well? Ones that you can share?
Well, I know of one story where I was with don't know if you know the Aristocrats.
I know that, yeah.
With Marco Miniman and Guthrie Govan.
Yeah. And Brian Bella.
Yeah. Amazingly nice guys. And at a certain point, Marco Miniman told me about a certain a female fan that was stalking him. So he was trying to avoid her. Because he said, she's at every show and she always brings me stuff like a cake or cookies or that sort of thing. So there's a cafe within the venue that you can do a drink after the show.
Yeah.
Often closes only at 4 in the mornings, something like that. And he wanted to do a drink, but he didn't know if she was there. So we were like sneaking up to the cafe and behind the door, like, is she there? I don't know. Yeah, she's there. Okay, we go backstage.
Okay. Excellent.
It's just those weird interactions you have with band
And
members.
because you're there in an official capacity, you're trusted. You're a confidant.
Yeah.
That's a really
At least
nice
you hope
position to be in.
so at the end of the day.
Yeah. How funny. I've got lots and lots of. That's really cool. I might try and find this, by the way, Gino Vanelli.
There might be some like sappy stuff in between, like real ballads, but even those are like.
But it's still good to hear. It doesn't matter. I mean, I listen to loads of stuff. So
same.
But what I was saying is, I've got lots and lots of really underwhelming celebrity stories. So stories where I've almost met, or have met, or was about to meet, but something happened, and it's just so underwhelming. It's untrue. The funniest one is concerning Rick Wakeman. Well, it's not even the funniest. It's just another one of these long list of underwhelming celebrity stories I got. So I used to have a little shop where I sold really nice local food, so jams and cakes and fruit juices and all these beautiful sort of locally made foods. So I used to sell them at like a farmer's market. I don't know if you have that. Yeah. So at Christmas, so it was a special Christmas farmer's market, and where I was in this tent, there's a sort of quite a big crowd of people around the table, sort of getting stuff, and suddenly the tent went quiet, and I realised that this person walked up to the table. It was Rick Wakeman, and everybody in the everyone just went completely quiet and sort of parted like this, like the sort of the Red
King
Sea.
is coming.
Yeah, and so he walked out. He should have had a cape on. He didn't, unfortunately. That'd be hilarious. But no. And he sort of tasted all these different jams and tried to have one of these. And I just didn't know what to say. So I said, right, okay, that's £12.50, please. So, thank you very much. Oh, do you want a bag for that, sir? Oh, yes, please, sir. And that was it. I couldn't think of anything to say. And then it was gone.
Such a wasted opportunity.
Yeah. So that's one of my very many underwhelming celebrity stories. I've got so many things like that.
But you met him, though.
I did. He won't remember me. He won't remember me.
No. But they won't remember me as well at the venue.
Jesus. Yeah.
They see so many people. But it's always most of the bands you meet are just really down to earth, nice guys. Not that I expect differently, but still, it's nice to see that the people don't get it into their heads because they have some musical success. Some do, yeah, surely, yeah.
For sure. What was the first record you bought? Can you remember?
I think it was.
Or the first record you owned, maybe put it that way.
I think it was a couple I bought at the same time, and I think because I also from time to time sell some records because space. Yeah. Sometimes it's just like, I haven't played this in 5 years. Well, I'll probably won't miss it if it goes. Yeah. So I think it was Black Sabbath. I think Mob Rules and Heaven and Hell. I bought newer copies. Dio, Holy Diver.
Yes.
On picture disc, not my. I didn't know back then that the quality
I'm
is
the same. I'm the same. I thought, this looks amazing. I'll get it on picture disc. So it's a bit rubbish.
But I must say the quality is surprisingly good for it being a picture disc, but could be better. And I think Back in Black from AC/DC and Opeth, My Arms Your Hers.
Okay, right.
So a strange combination, but I think those were just the ones I found at the record store, and it was like, okay, let's make a good start. And
so was it fairly late in life that you started to collect vinyl?
Not really, because I was I think I was 14, 15.
Oh, that makes me feel so old.
But I'm only 29 now, so
yeah.
I think it's maybe I didn't keep count when I started, but I think it's something about 10 to 14 years ago, something like that.
What appealed to you about vinyl? Because presumably everybody around you, all your friends would have been listening to either CDs and
nobody collected vinyl.
Downloading at that point.
I think it was still in the. I think Spotify was still growing, because I remember back in that time that I didn't use Spotify because most of the artists I wanted to listen to weren't on there.
Mm.
I don't know what attracted what made it attractive to me to I once got a record player for my parents, but I asked for it myself. So why I did that, I don't know. Maybe just try it out or something.
Yeah, but what a worthy
worthy
acquisition.
What a money.
But
what money I lost.
Yes.
Well,
don't tell anybody.
I say it's investing. You know, it always keeps value.
Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, totally. I'm so proud of my records. We're not proud of them. That's the wrong thing to say. But I just like to look at them and think it's a thing. Yeah. It's a real thing, and it's
when everything shuts down.
Yeah.
And the internet doesn't work anymore. You've always a whole library of music you can still play.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. And I think I listen to physical more than I do. I mean, I do listen to digital. Of course, I do. I use Spotify.
Yeah, same.
But I think I tend to listen to mostly records, but I also do listen to CDs as well, because sometimes CDs is the only way to be able to get hold of something at a reasonable cost. Maybe I'm not prepared to spend sort of £70 or £80 on a record. I just can't justify it. But
no, me neither.
The CD is available on eBay for £3. So, yeah, well, you're gonna, aren't you?
Yeah. I think I don't know how many years ago, but at some point I just stopped buying CDs because I noticed I wasn't playing them anymore.
No, really.
I was always going for vinyl, and when I used to have a car with a CD player in it, I used it in the car.
Yeah.
But once that went, that car was gone, and I had Bluetooth in the car. I was like, these CDs are never going to be played again. So I sold most of them. Yeah. I still have the ones that are have special meaning or are signed or some special things. But most of it I just sold, and lots of it I rebought on vinyl.
Okay.
Because I gotta have it.
You gotta have it. Yeah. What's your go-to record that, no matter your mood, is the one that will either make you happy, or if you're really happy, it's one that you continues make you keeps you happy? Or actually, I suppose there's different records for different reasons, aren't there? But have you got a favorite one for?
Yeah, so I was going to say it's not necessarily your favorite, but maybe it is. I think well, if I think of my like top albums, then it always comes down to "Selling England by the Pound" from Genesis.
I have not listened to that yet.
Oh, that's got to be. It's gonna go on your list.
It is. There's a whole load of Genesis stuff that I've yet to do.
Yeah. I think that's one of. Well, I even have. It's not working anymore, but it's the clock of "Selling England by the Pound." But I think that's. I could easily say I think that's one of the best records of all time, just in general. But I also have "Seeds from a Memory" from Dream Theater.
Yeah.
So Metropolis Part 2 and "Power Windows" by Rush.
Okay. I
think those are my three, like the biggest records that always work. And it's an unconventional Rush pick.
It is, yeah. It's a bit more sort of when they were going through their 80s sort of synthy phase, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like mid 80s.
Yeah.
For them, but I'm wearing the Rush shirt, so it's.
You absolutely.
I think they've never made a bad record.
No, they have not. I'm trying to think if I'm going to go for a Rush. I think it's always 2112. I don't know. I just absolutely adore that record. I absolutely adore it, and maybe it's because it's the first long Rush thing I ever heard, which just completely blew me away. When I was quite young as well, when I was sort of like 14 years old. So I'm not going to tell you how many years ago that was. It was a long time ago. But no, that was totally awesome. But I don't think that'd be in my top 3 records. I don't even know what my top 3 would ever be. It's so difficult to
well,
choose.
It changes every day, you know.
Yeah.
It's like these are just the ones that keep coming back. That I think, okay, these are probably my favorites overall, but even for those records, I can be in the mood someday to not play them. You know
Yeah.
that they don't work.
Yeah. Do you
It's,
like
it's,
Haken?
it's always
Do you like Haken?
I do.
You do.
I was thinking I have a nice. Is this one? Some nice signed copies.
Oh, you lucky. Is that
But I've been
they played at your venue?
yeah multiple times because they one of their first concerts in the Netherlands was in the Boerderij, so that's the venue,
Mm.
and I've been following them since I think 2012.
Right.
So that was around. It was just after Aquarius, and just I think the first show I saw was from the Visions tour.
Yeah.
Um, and back then there weren't the crowd was really small. So afterwards they came say hello and sell some merch. So most during the years you got to know the guys, because you were already fans from the beginning. So
Yeah.
I always have a chat with them, and eventually I worked with them backstage, and so that's I think what do I hear? But it's hailing now, I believe so.
Oh, really? Can't hear it here.
So yeah, oh that's good.
No, it's not
So yeah, I know them very well, at least the music.
fantastic.
And the guys a little bit, but
Yeah.
but
So
yeah, amazing band.
I chatted to Ray Hearn, you know that, on the channel before Christmas.
Yeah.
That was a really lovely. I couldn't quite believe that was happening. But it's amazing.
But a really easy, approachable guys.
So
Yeah,
down to earth, and so normal,
Yeah.
normal. And I've chatted to Richard Henschel as well. Not like this, but via email, backwards and forwards, about of the Cocoon, because I wanted to play that on the channel. And he's had a bit of a back and forth. Oh yeah, do it. That's fine.
Have you done it yet?
A long time ago, yeah.
Oh,
So maybe before you were watching the channel, but
probably, yeah.
it wasn't
Great
the whole
record.
album. It wasn't the whole album. It was just a song or two. So it was before I got into doing these long form videos.
Yeah, because the whole the final streams, if you want to call it that, the final recordings, that was just from the last maybe half year. Like, I think that's the main thing now.
It is for me. It's kind of my USP, my unique selling point. It's kind of no one else seems to do it, but everyone really appreciates it. And of course, I want to listen to a whole album. I don't just want to listen to individual songs. So because people are encouraging me to do it, I'm just well, this is just like sort of manna from heaven for me. It's I want to listen to the whole album anyway, so why wouldn't I? It's fantastic. Yeah, I've been doing it. Probably the first one I did was probably maybe 2 years ago. Is Frank Zappa. I did Hot Rats, Frank Zappa album. I did that from start to finish, and then I can't remember after. I tried doing several that got completely blocked, but that's before I realised that actually, if you do it, some albums, if you do a full side, it'll get blocked. So you have to split a side into 2 videos. Then they're fine with it.
What a strange thing, really.
It is. But I'm not the copyright holder. I don't have any.
No.
I can't possibly complain. It's not my music to
No.
But yeah. So I think my first one, as I say, was Frank Zappa. Do you listen to any Zappa at all?
Yeah, occasionally, but it's the thing with Zappa is the same I have with Devin Townsend, which I know you are also a big fan of.
I do like.
He does so many different things that I can't like everything.
Yeah.
Like some things are totally up my alley, and other things I can live without.
You don't get it at all. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have to. Well, it's like I say, the Devin Townsend. It's the same thing. He has so many different sides.
Yeah.
In his music, and some things I think it's the best ever, and other things. Maybe I'm swearing now, but like the Casualties of Cool, for examples, I can't.
You can't.
It just doesn't work for me. No.
I really like that actually, but just
most people do, but
no. So if not everybody can't like everything, it'd be
such
a boring world, wouldn't it? And
that would be very
colorless. If everybody did, then Haken and Dream Theater would be sort of number one artists in the world, not Ed Sheeran.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
imagine.
Adele. Oh, there's another story about Ed Sheeran. Should I say? I might as well.
Have you sold him food as well, or?
No, no. But he grew up in the same part of the country where I lived when I was younger, and my band. I made a video. I don't know if you saw that about my band. I played some of my band's music, and Ed Sheeran, I think he supported us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was our support band or support act. Or he was on the same bill as us. I think we were the top act, and there's like two or three other bands playing. It may have been a charity gig or something. Very small, a pub. And because we were the main band, I think we had a rider of like a few cans of lager and a packet of crisps or something like that. And I just remember we didn't treat him very well. And how the world has repaid us. Right? So he became the biggest artist in the world. And Hayes, who were obviously the greatest band in the world, disappeared without trace.
It's all because of that night, you know?
Is it karma a bitch?
Yeah. Oh, but I can't listen to Ed Sheeran though.
It's
not my thing.
It's not mine. I've tried a few times, more than a few times, because he's so popular. There must be something there, but I don't get it. I really just don't get it. So
I'm not too want to shit on all like pop music or that sort of stuff, but the things I get, I do listen to on the radio, or something gets to my ear.
Yeah,
nothing pops out, you know. Nothing gets me.
Yeah. If you were to choose a track to have as a reaction video for someone to do a reaction, for me, for example,
yeah,
is there one that you could think of, one particular song? Or
well,
one album, I suppose, might be Selling England by the Pound, I guess.
I think that's just a given. You
I'm gonna
have to do that one.
Yeah.
I was thinking of, because I was just playing an album, and I was thinking, well, maybe he hasn't heard that one. It's from last year. I don't know if it's even visible on the screen, because there's some sort of finish on the cover.
Ooh.
It's from a band called Soup.
I've never even heard of them.
And it's I'm probably going to butcher his name, but the artwork is by Lasse Hoyle, the same who does the lots of Stephen Wilson artwork.
Yeah.
And it's a Norwegian band, and they have such a style of their own. Like it's atmospheric, it's eerie, it's a bit cinematic. I hear Pink Floyd, Anathema.
You're saying all good things.
Yeah, I thought this might be up your alley, you know. Soup. But it's just so
S-O-U-P?
Yeah, Soup, and this album is called Visions.
I'm going to have to seek that one out. So what I'll do is I'll find that, and I
think it's on YouTube, because they stopped doing Spotify.
Okay.
So I believe they have a full album link on YouTube, but I don't know if they deleted that one as well. But
I don't know, but I'm presuming there'll be a vinyl of it somewhere.
Of course, yeah.
I'll do that. So what I'll do is I'll try and find the vinyl of that, and then do a proper album listen through.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah. I might invite you back to sit on the side and watch it.
Oh, that's totally fine.
So, as a subscriber and a long-time viewer of the channel, is there anything you want to ask me? Anything that you're interested to know about what I do with the music, why I'm doing it, anything at all, basically?
Well, what got you started, actually, to do the whole YouTube thing?
It was accidental. I say the YouTube channel is about 4 years old, but actually I've had it. So I've been signed up to about 10 years. So there was some really rubbish videos on there, which were just like me taking videos of the snow or
just
or
personal videos.
The family dog running around. Yeah, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I made a video. I'd watched a few reaction videos, and I discovered several bands through reaction videos, and one of them was Devon Townsend, which I know obviously is sort of a bit sort of hot and cold depending on your where you come down on it. But I just found one of these tracks, and it was I think it was Death of Music, was the first one I did, and I did it as a reaction video, but it was really, I just wanted to share it with my friends, so for them to see it. But because I knew it was going live, I was really nervous. The videos, if you go back and watch it, it's awful. It really is. It's I'm so unnatural and so scared in front of the camera, sort of thing. It's like, But yeah, it was done. It was an accident. It really was. And all of a sudden, people I didn't know were commenting on it and saying, "Oh, you got to do this, got to do that." Because oh shit, I didn't really come here to do that. So okay,
instant following.
So I went from having one follower, who I think was probably my mum or my something like that, to I don't think she's a follower now, but
she's into Devin Townsend now. Since
she really isn't. It really isn't. And all of a sudden, I had 15 people all commenting on this, and then it was like 50 people. And then after about 2 or 3 weeks, it has become 100, 150 people. I said, this is insane. 150 people who I've never met from all over the world talking about, by this stage, I think I'd done 3 or 4 videos. And it's just, wow. And it kind of just became a thing that I did then. And it's just taken on this life of its own. And it's just fun. It's just become this amazing way to both discover music, but also to share music back again and to have some sort of community. There used to be a time I'd go to the pub with some friends and we'd sit around and talk music and chat and stuff. But because I moved away, I've moved to a different part of the country where I didn't know anybody. Actually, having this is a brilliant outlet for that part of my brain and what I need to do to talk to people and to experience and discuss what's the greatest thing you've heard, just stuff. So that's really why I did it and why I continue to do it. And also I feel almost a responsibility now, which is weird, but since I've been doing the vinyl and the old vinyl, which has got the sort of the cracks and the pops and the occasional skips and stuff like that. Just the amazing connection it's had with people who maybe now are in their late 50s or 60s or 70 years old, and it's making them cry. They're saying in the comments, because they're listening to this again, it's like listening to it the first time, reminding them of what it was like to be sort of 15 years old or 18 years old. And I just feel this amazing, oh my goodness, responsibility, but also an honor to be able to do this. And it's a lovely thing. It's a really lovely thing. It's great.
Well, I must say I have been in doubt to do a similar thing for years now, because I have all these records and probably the same thing as with what you have. You just want to share, like share artists, share things you found. So I've done it for a long time. I still do it occasionally on a big Facebook page, Prog Snob.
Oh, okay.
I do like a vinyl stream, so I stream my vinyl directly into the air, and people can tune in and listen to it. It's not as popular though, but when I'm listening anyway, I just put it on and people can tune in.
Does it stay there, or is it over instantly?
It's only live. I have done some recordings, so you can listen to it afterwards. But well, there wasn't really an audience for it there somehow. But like when I saw your channel and the thing you were doing, I was like, that's what I meant, because it's like you can say, well, what brings a reaction video, but it feels like you're sharing a musical experience, even though I'm listening to songs I maybe know already and you hear for the first time. But still, it has the feeling of listening together to music, and that's just a great way of sharing, So that's I totally understand why you do it.
Yeah, it just feels so lovely to do. But exactly what you're saying, it's that sharing, and it's a sense of community. It really is. I'd quite like to set up at some stage in the future, when I'm brave enough to do live streams, and I was on one a couple of weeks ago with his Canadian Stud Muffin. I don't know if you've ever seen his channel.
Yeah.
So he does a live stream, and I just sort of I've been chatting to him on and off. He said, "Oh, come and do a live stream with me." So shit, okay, right, all right. so I did. But it's actually it's a bit scary to start off with because it's live and
yeah.
But actually,
everything can go
nice.
wrong. Yeah.
But he did it. He had the five different screens on there. So there's him, and then there's 4 others, including me. So I might try and do something like that, and it'd be good to have you on there as one of the people. We sort of have like 5 of us all chatting about stuff, and
yeah, it would be a pleasure. So
yeah, so maybe sort of have a theme. We'll say, okay, this week or this month we're going to talk about records by artists beginning with O or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just make it something, and it'd be good to do.
Well, you've probably seen all the like other channels. I don't know if you know the Sea of Tranquility channel.
Pete Pardew,
yeah, and they do a lot of those videos, and it's always great fun, and it's just really guys talking music.
Yeah. You've been on his videos, have you?
No.
Oh, sorry.
You're my debut.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm very, very pleased to have you. And you've passed the audition. Well done, sir.
Oh.
Well done.
It's also always the language that's been holding me back. Like, if you're just not saying it's that a big of an advantage, but if you're just an English speaker, you can just do your thing in your own language, and it's just one extra step to do it properly in English if you're not from there. But
I have to say, I mean, you have obviously a Dutch accent, but your English is very, very good.
Well, we get English early on in life here,
of course.
And we don't have we don't dub, so it's always subtitles.
So you hear the English all the time.
You always hear English,
TV
even with most kids shows. It's just subtitles, so that
really
helps a lot. Yeah, like in Germany, it's all dubbed. Also for like you're watching a James Bond in German.
I don't know what James Bond's voice in German is like, but it won't be right.
No. I can already tell it won't work. But
no.
Luckily, we don't have that, so that helps. It goes a long way to learn English properly. Yeah. Oh, you wanted to ask something?
No. So I thought you were going to start talking about your Kallax units or record storage tips. How do you clean your records?
Oh, well, how do you clean your records? I was wondering that. Do you clean them before? Because you always put them on and there we go.
Yeah. No,
I'm always with my brush.
I've got this little one which I use. So I brush them first before I will play them. I've got
a sort of similar one.
Yeah.
But...
So this one's for the stylus for the needle. I use that on there. I do that after each side. But I've also got, I don't know where it is now. It's under here some. So like a bath which you put a liquid in and you can put the record in. You spin it round. It's got brushes.
You won't believe where my laptop is standing on right now. It's the Disco Antistat box.
That's the one I've got.
Yeah.
It's
the go-to. The cheap one at least.
It is.
You have the ones from €500 and.
I keep looking at those ones which got vacuum cleaners built into it. So I can't justify that. I cannot.
But in essence, it's just like a spinning wheel with a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
It's nothing more than that. For $5, I don't get how they justify the price, but.
No. But they do.
I think this works fine.
Yes, it does. So, Ron, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for coming and chatting.
Likewise.
And hopefully we can do this again in the not too distant future. It'd be lovely to have you to come on and talk about anything. But it's been an absolute pleasure. It really has. And
thank you for the invite.
No, I put it out there. Quite a few people responded and replied, and so far you're the first outside of people I know, or outside of
your
music
brother.
People. Yeah. Well, also Dan Nightingale, who's the guitarist from Kundra.
But you knew him already then?
No, I didn't. So he replied on that and said, "Oh, I'd love to do that." So shit, really, a real
That's
life
a proper
musician from a
interview.
real life band. Yeah. So that was a real one. And then Ray Hearn wasn't. I approached him, and he was actually up for it. So that's
Yeah.
it. But I think it's quite nice to have some real life interaction as well as just sort of playing records and stuff. So
and otherwise it's just talking to the camera. You
Exactly.
can interact via text, but
yeah. But it's nice because it puts a face to a name and
to the
and
nasty
makes
comments.
it real. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Ron, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
We'll do it again sometime soon.
Sure.
Come on and have a chat about your records, chat about anything music wise. Chat about music if you like, I don't care. But it's been lovely. So
I think there's enough to talk about. So I'm always up for it. So just hit me up and
So all that's left for me to say is thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you all on the next video, whenever and whatever that is. And until then, this is Jim and Ron, over